I have some reservation that there is democratic deficit in Canada. Maybe a little in the state. I'm not going to speak about state politics. You have election in a few days. There is a deficit in this democracy, but it's not compared to what we lived all those years, hundreds of years, on the Middle East and in Arab and Muslim countries. But democracy is not a word, it's not a slogan. Democracy is reality. So if we think that democracy could be something else than acceptance and equality, we are wrong. Because we are very democratic. But when I disagree with you, you are my enemy. You are not good. You have to go out. It's my way or the highway. This is not democracy. Equality. If all of us and all of our ideas are not equal, it's not democracy. Equals mean I have the right to express myself. I have the right to go the step forward to prove that I'm correct. And at the end, I have to respect the majority. That's acceptance. And you have to accept me as a minority as well, if I'm a minority. And equality has many things in it, because equality have religion, have sex equality, have orientation, have many things. We have to accept everything. There's different point of view in many things, but we have to accept acceptance. That's it. And then at the end, which is contrary to anonymity and unity and stuff, we have to learn how to compromise. There is red lines, for sure.
5 more minutes.
That's perfect. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. We have to learn how to compromise. It's very important. How to compromise, not on the principles, but on the strategy, the tactics, the ideas, the daily life. We have to know how to do that. We didn't get used to it because the way we've been grown up. And by the way, I'm sorry, don't take it negative, but it's usually happened in Montreal as well. We don't, all of us are young people. We don't see too many youth here, you know? Yes, I mean the new generation. There is a few, and I'm not going to say who. But I don't see the 20s and the 30s, and, you know? That's what we should be working with. And that's why I would like to speak about stakeholders. What we are working here, we work in the project. And the first thing in the project, besides many things we define in, we need to define who are those stakeholders of this project. And the stakeholders of this project are right here, to all of us. I'm not inventing something here. It's our families, our kids, our neighbors, and neighbors here, by the way, local here and in Egypt as well. And our future self. What's coming in the future? How are we going to leave it? How those people will leave it? How our children, grandchildren, and generation will going to leave this future? So if we concentrate on those stakeholders, we'll be able to create something. An institution, and by the way, I'm not inventing something. I'm just trying to put some stuff, help us thinking together today. An institution built on vision. If we have a vision, we can have an institution. If we don't have a vision, we have nothing. With vision, we have to put set of goals. How we're going to achieve our mission, objective, blah, 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 all those stuff. We have to create a structure. To have a viable community, we have to have a viable structure. That will help creating this effect. We have to have a way of membership. How we're going to create our membership? How we're going to finance it? Those people working in this association or structure or umbrella association or coalition or whatever we can call it, how are those people going to have the relationship together? How are they going to relate to each other? I'm suggesting a few things here might take 2 minutes, and I think it's 2 minutes. We need to have a clear vision and objective. We need to be ambitious, but realistic at the same time. Yes, our goal at the end to reach the moon. But if I plan to reach the moon next year, this has happened 40 years ago, it's okay. But if I plan to reach my moon next year, so I'm not realistic. But I have to put ambitious goals. We have to have a clear structure. I suggest for structure usually having 2 bodies, trustee and the board of directors or administrative body. Trustee is usually important because trustee usually keeps the vision out of the, monitor the vision not able to be involved in the daily work and stuff like this, and might be divested from the vision. Financial independence spoke about, we have to have our bylaw, and don't kill ourselves in creating bylaw. Bylaw could be one paper, could be 2 sentences, but we have to have something there. Bylaw many times divert us, and here I put it 3-4 points quickly. If we have 2 bodies administrating, every one of them has to have its own mix of organization and individual, and I was very happy when I heard Dr. Mohamed this morning, Mohamed asking about, is it individual or organizations? Yes, individuals sometimes are not working in organization very usefully and not really comfortable with this. Sometimes they help in some other stuff in an umbrella. We need to be sure that we have terms for everybody. I can't be the president of this association for 20 years. Association will fail. It will be mine, that's the ownership. No, we need ownership collectively. And then we have to have usually general assembly, and we have to have a minimum membership time duration to be able to be part of this active people, just to get the vision and observable stuff. I usually, and this is my professional way, I usually use this slogan, because if we think in quality, we will achieve everything and we'll be proud of doing. So everything we do, that's the first quality message we receive. And I think I've done exactly, yeah?
30 seconds more.
Oh, I have 30 seconds more, or I exceed? I exceed the 30 seconds. I'm sorry for those.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
I think I'm going to sit a little more comfortable this morning, and I don't have a PowerPoint.
That's okay, that's okay.
You have 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes to do that.
You don't know the PowerPoint, so that means you have more time
Yeah.
now to speak.
So I just wanted to start out this morning by giving you a little personal background on myself, because I think it might help in explaining a little bit of what we're trying to do today. So this morning, I know a number of you were speaking Arabic to me, and I was kind of looking at you, nodding my head, you know, sort of understanding you. And the reason is I was born here in America. My father is Egyptian, but my mother is Iranian. So I'm half Egyptian, half Iranian. My father spoke Arabic, my mother spoke Farsi, but they spoke English to each other in the house. So I am a very good English speaker. And the irony of all of that is I always like to say I am so proud of my Egyptian heritage. I'm Randa Fahmy. I'm very identifiable as an Arab American and as an Egyptian American, but from my Egyptian side comes the passion, becomes my excitement. Whatever is alive. I spent my summers in Cairo and Alex. My whole family is in Egypt. I know my relatives well. But on my Iranian side is my organizational skills. If you know Iranians, they are shrewd people. And I also went to law school. And so I think like a lawyer. I think in outlines. That is to say, my Egyptian part is a very strong part of my identity, but it is not my organizational part. My organizational part comes from the other side. And I think the weakness generally in our community is we are wonderful people as Egyptian Americans, but we're not organized. But that doesn't mean that we can't learn to be organized. So what we're talking about today is something called either an umbrella organization, or in Washington, D.C. terms, we like to term it coalitions. I've been in this town for 25 years, and everything gets done in this town effectively through coalitions. And I'll talk a little bit about that. Or do we want to call this organization a secretariat? Now, I kind of shy away from that term because I view that term as a little bit more international. I think we're talking a little bit more American. And if you believe in the theory of exceptionalism, then I think we're a little bit American focused here this morning. So the question is, why do we want to form an organization like this? And I will tell you that I am an advocate of not recreating the wheel. I think we have a number of wonderful organizations that have existed for a very long time in the Egyptian American community. I also think we have had some fabulous organizations that have been created since the January 25 revolution, and they're just as good too. I don't think we should recreate the wheel, but I do think we need some organization. Why? Pure and simple. Organization equals